G'day and welcome to Hef's Beer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing this beer, Balter XPA. Comes in this 375ml can, 5% ABV and 1.5 standard drinks. Balter Brewery started, I believe, in about 2016. Pro surfers Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson were among a small group of founders. These days, of course, Balter is owned by CUB. Sale around the end of 2019, I think, from memory. And I'm sure that for most people in the craft beer community, the response by the drinking public to that sale was very predictable and quite critical, one would say. Anyway, this was, I think, one of their first beers, and it says that it's tropical, a fruity palate, tailored for those who enjoy a fully hopped beer. Now, it's been quite some time since I've drunk one of these. I've never reviewed it before, but I have drunk it. I'm pretty sure I haven't drunk it since the sale to CUB. First time that I did drink it, I wasn't drinking a lot of hoppy beers at the time, and it was one that certainly impressed me. But now that I have a bit more experience with beers that are heavily hopped, I'm interested to see how this one goes. Let's crack her open and see. Alright, pour out into their IPA glass by Spiegelau. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, I'd say it's a hazy golden colour, a couple of fingers of off-white head. Yeah, a good amount of carbonation coming up there. Aroma. Yeah, pretty hoppy, pretty fruity, quite tropical, very citrusy. I'm not sure of all the hops they use, but I do believe Amarillo and Citra are two of the hops that are used, so that would explain the citrus and tropical aromas. Yeah. All right, let's see how it tastes. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is hoppy. I'd say there's a moderate amount of bitterness. I think it's about 30 IBUs, so fairly restrained in that regard. There certainly are citrusy and tropical fruit notes coming through on the palate. It's only a light to medium bodied beer, as you'd expect for a 5% XPA, as well as the hop profiles that are coming through. There is a reasonable amount of flavour from the malt as well, so a well-balanced beer, one would say. It's tasting pretty clean, pretty fresh, although at the time of review it's a good 3.5 months old, so getting a little bit long in the tooth, I guess, for a hoppy beer. Well within the best before date, though, I might add. Very refreshing. A good summer beer. I guess a lot of people would call it a gateway beer in terms of craft beer. One that's reasonably approachable for non-craft drinkers. Yeah, and certainly one that's readily available in my part of the world. Since the takeover, or the sale at least, not uncommon to find it on tap, and certainly in lots of bottle shops your Dan Murphy's, for example, has plenty of Balter beers in it. All right, let's have another sip, and we'll give it a rating out of 5. In terms of the style, for an XPA, I would say that Balter XPA is a very good example of the style. It's refreshing, it's easy to drink at 5%, certainly something that you could session. This one actually came in a mixed 6-pack, so I'm not too sure of the price point these days, but the last time I looked at it, was one that was reasonably expensive. Yeah, a well-balanced, refreshing, easy drinking, sessionable beer. I guess that's what you want from an XPA, so I'm going to give this Balter XPA a solid 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for Balter XPA. Cheers, and we'll catch you on the next review.